Hello everybody, this is GamePro24X, and today I'm going to show you guys how you can effectively speedrun the rescue mission type and capitalize on how much BP you can get per hour. Now the first thing I want to show you guys is the small list of food that gives you some buffs. So the food that you want to look out for is natural stamina consumption down and natural stamina recovery speed. And most of the horses and the birds will give you them, and depending on whether you grill them or steam them, they'll give you different buffs. So take a look at the list of food you have and see what you can make, because they're pretty easy to obtain. So I'm going to go ahead and detail and demonstrate the most optimal method. Now this is suboptimal because we didn't have an extra medic in our team. But don't worry, I'll also show you alternative methods if you don't have the perfect set of people. So the setup here is you're going to need 3 people minimum. 2 of them as medic with the Warcry power, which is infinite stamina. 1 scout that has max endurance and dexterity, because they happen to have the most out of all the other classes. And 1 person that's at level 67 or at max. That way they can actually go and fight the boss. And the guy that we were playing with, he was able to kill him in like less than 30 seconds. So it's not that hard. So the general strat is the runner is going to be the scout who has max dexterity and endurance through his stats and his gear. So don't forget to put on gear that gives you more endurance and such. While we're waiting for once you activate the drill, while you're waiting for the survivor, go ahead and have the runner just eat his food for the buffs. Now for the optimal setup, you only want to eat the food that gives you stamina recovery speed. All the other ones really are negligible when you have this setup. So once he picks him up, go ahead and give him the buff, and he'll run. Now there's a little trick as to how he's running that fast. Basically, he runs, then stops, and while he's sliding, you mash the sprint button, and once you start running again, you actually start running a lot faster. So that's the trick. It's really easy to pull off. Anyone can do it, and it's much better than bread stepping. So basically, with his setup, he had max stats on everything and some good gear. He was practically able to get to the halfway point. But here's the thing though, the buff runs out by the time he's fully recharged on his stamina. So this is where the second medic would come in and buff him, and then he will just run to the drill, and there you go. But again, if you don't have 2 medics, it's not the end of the world. So long as you have 1, he will definitely make it halfway, no problem. But obviously you want to protect him, because the trackers are the only ones that are the real threat out of all of them. And another little quick tip is that once you're at the drill, you can just stand there, be waiting for him, and keep mashing the A button. And the second him and the survivor gets into the ring, you can then activate it, and there you go, you're done. Also, once you're at the drill site, you just leave the guy there, let them beat him up, and a balloon will deploy, and he will be safe up there for about 40 seconds. Honestly, I think it takes about 20 to 30 seconds for the drill to actually be done, and he'll get out of there. So it's more than enough time for you guys to get back to the other drills and just start them up immediately. Now this is very important, but make sure everybody on the team has 1500 score or more, because this was a countermeasure that Konami implemented to where if people were AFKing, they would obviously have a shit score, and if you have a shit score, you don't get anything. Now here's the thing though, even though I am actually actively participating, because I didn't reach the 1500 score, I'm going to end up having nothing. And that sucks. However, that's easily remedied by you going out doing side ops, killing detonators, killing trackers, and you can easily build up 1500 no problem. The runner never has to worry about that, because they will always earn enough points from just being the runner. So everyone else just needs to make sure they're above 1500 in their score, and you're good, or else you will not get anything at the end of this. The next 2 points could practically be the same. If you get an A or an S rank, you will always get the maximum BP award. However, let's say after the second guy, you already got an A rank and you guys withdraw, you will actually get half of the points instead of just doing the whole thing. So always make sure you complete the whole mission, and so long as you're above an A or you get an S, you will always get the maximum BP awards. Of course, the materials earned is a different story. You get less if you get an A and such, but again, if you just only care about speedrunning and getting the BP awards, that way you can be done with that, then that's all you need to worry about. And as you can see here, the runner already activated the drill. He left the target there. The target's going to get beat up a little bit, But that doesn't matter because he's going to deploy a balloon and they literally can't do anything to him. So meanwhile, you guys can just go ahead and sprint away, maybe get a few kills in. But so long as you are above 1500 points, you don't really need to do much more after that. Now, I almost forgot, but I know a lot of you might be saying, well, GamePro, the infinite stamina doesn't work. You still lose stamina. That is very true. However, for some reason, when you activate Warcry, you actually consume less stamina. As you guys saw earlier, the runner was able to make it halfway to the drill. If I didn't buff him with that Warcry, he literally would have made it a quarter. So it would have taken him a little bit longer. So even though it doesn't give you infinite stamina, it actually does give you a very tangible effect on your stamina when running. Now, I don't know if that's intentional or not, so take advantage of that while it's still around before Konami decides to patch it or whatever. But yeah. Now, truth be told, you can actually solo the normal version if it was just you as a medic. You would just buff yourself before you pick up the guy and you would just do the method. And I've done it before. You can easily solo normal mode. But after that, you cannot solo hard. It is very difficult, and Frostbite is just a pain in the ass in general. Also, another good thing to note, never take the alleyways. Always take the nice wide areas like this little river right here. And when you get up to this point, always go to the right, because that is the best route possible. Never follow the blue line, because that is a death trap. If he was over there at the blue line right now, he'd probably get swarmed pretty quickly, because it is a kind of a tight alleyway. But see, when you go over here, you have this nice wide area. The runner can easily come up these stairs and, you know, take the bridge and use the buildings to go all the way to the drill. So never take the actual route. Always take the ones that we've been taking this whole time. And you can easily just go back and take a look at where we've been going. So there you have it. We got 900 BP from that, which is the maximum if you don't have a booster. And I kind of stress this a little bit, but when you guys are at the end title, always make sure your teammates know to just skip everything and just hold triangle, because there's literally no reason to sit there and look at every single material you get and stare at everything for like a minute. Like, it's literally just a waste of time. Don't even focus on that. You're gonna get lots of materials anyways. Just stay focused and just keep going to the next mission and the next mission. Now here comes the fun part. So this is what you guys are going to be expecting to see if you're trying to get all the rewards for this event. So with this method and the alternative method, which I will talk about in a little bit, it will take you about 7 to 10 minutes to complete a run. And at worst, you'll get 6 runs per hour if it's at 10 minutes. Or at best, you'll get about 8 runs if you've been completing it within 7 minutes. So, of course, 900 times 6, that's 5,400 per hour. And 900 times 8 is going to be 7,200 per hour. The maximum BP award you need to get everything is at 80,000. So, 80,000 divided by 5,400, you're going to be looking at 15 hours total of grinding. And at best, 80,000 divided by 7,200, you're going to be looking at 11 hours total. And if you have the premium pass, it literally gives you double the amount of battle points every single time. So you're going to be seeing a lot less if you still have the pass active. And again, if you really just want to, you could just get a 1-day pass, which is 200 coins, which is $2. And at best, you're going to be looking at around 5, maybe 6 hours of grind time. Or at worst, you're going to be looking at around 7 hours of grind time. But that's if you have the tenacity and the drive to actually do that with a team. Oh yeah, and this tip will help you conserve a lot of ammo. If you collect ammo from detonators and you have more than what you came in with, you practically never use any ammo at all per game, so you won't have to worry about losing ammo in the long run. So always make sure you farmed a few detonators before the end of the mission, more than what you brought in, and you'll be good. Now, the alternative method will still get you done pretty fast, at least below 10 minutes. So it's still a good method. However, you don't have the maximum output. So you're going to need 2 or 3 people, depending if the runner can actually, handle themselves. One person as a medic with the war cry. The runner's got to have max endurance and dexterity. Be sure to eat the food bus before the target shows up. That way you can get a little bit further than normal. And again, once the runner picks up the guy, medic buffs him. And if it's just you and that medic, the medic will just go run towards the boss and distract him. That way you don't have to worry about him. And you practically just do the same method that I did. I've actually done this before with just one person. It was just me and him. However, he was a level 69. So he was able to kill the boss pretty easily by himself. And I was just able to run towards the drill with the survivor in my back. So that's going to be it for the rescue mission type. I hope this video greatly benefited a lot of you guys that are struggling with this. And I hope with the method that I've given you guys, you'll be able to obtain all the battle points you need. That way you don't have to grind ever again or anything like that. If you guys enjoy the content that I bring and the information I help bring out with the community, please definitely consider going to my Patreon and giving me a donation. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're looking for a nice Discord community that is really easygoing and will definitely chat with you or play with you, whether it be Metal Gear or whatever, definitely join my Discord. Good luck to all of you grinding in this event. You have until, I believe, the first week of April to actually be done with it. So, this is GamePro24X, and I will see you guys later.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.